Hello! So I just recently passed in my Aufnahmeprüfung and I wanted to share some of the resources I've used that helped me very much in this journey. My first recommendation for anyone that wants to take the Aufnahmeprüfung is go to your most desired Studienkolleg and check for the mock exams. Just do all the exercises.
So I'll show very quickly how you can do this. You basically access this website studienkolleg.de, and here you have a full vision of all the possibilities for Studienkolleg. So I'll just choose the one that you have more chances to get into, and of course choose one that is closer to the area where you imagine yourself living. Okay, so now I'm going to enter in the Wismar page to show how you can have access to those mock exams. Normally you just have to dig into a bit the website. You just have to look around and look for Aufnahmetests. So there you can see. A good tip is that I will normally look for the words Beispiel oder Lösung within this Aufnahmetest folder. So here you have the Lösung, you have the text and also the questions. Normally the texts are this size. Here you have all the questions. And I'll show you in a moment the Lösung, yeah.
And maybe play a little bit with ChatGPT regarding the theme of each exercise. So for example, if in maths you have a lot of graphics in your mock exam in the Studienkolleg, I will go to this website that I'll put it here. I'll just make like a lot of exercises regarding the specific theme. I would say that for German, most of the Studienkolleg's Prüfungs are kind of a bit the same. They have a lot of Lückentests, so the text that are missing some words, and you need to discover which are those words. So I would look into places where you can find this type of C tests in practice. I'll leave some links below where you can find very good German exercises that are for free. Also, I would highly recommend that you enroll yourself in a German course, like any type of German course, just so you hold yourself accountable and you do like your homework every day, so you have a bit of a constancy with your studies. That's very important. And since I started my German studies, I always keep with myself this little blue book where I make my own grammar, which is very helpful. So instead of having a grammar book, I made the grammar myself according to the themes that I've learned throughout this A1 to C1 phase that I'm right now. Another very good tip for acquiring vocabulary, besides reading a lot, is to make little flashcards. There are a lot of apps that you can do this, but I prefer doing manually so it sticks more to my head. So what I would do is just to write in my mother tongue in one side and then German the other side, and just bring this everywhere with me. I used to do this a lot when I was working full-time and I was taking the metro every day to work, and I had like 1 hour of metro, and then I'll take with me. I'll always take those flashcards with me, and that was very helpful. One thing that was very hard for me when I started learning German, it was to know the right order of the words and how would that place it like grammatically. So sometimes when I see a very big sentence, what I would do is I'll put this in a notebook. I have a notebook just for that I would analyze grammatically every single sentence that I don't understand. Like why the verb is in this position, why does that has an adjective declination, for example, if it's dative, if it's nominative, it's very important to stuck these little grammar rules in your head, and I think having a notebook just for that it's really helpful. And I will not say to trust ChatGPT 100% with this, but I would be very careful analyzing those sentences grammatically with the chat, and then I will see later if it makes sense or not. Another good tip, if you have difficulties with the adjective declination, with whether you use accusative or dative, I've been doing recently a technique where I have like 5 different markers, and then when it's an adjective, I mark with a certain color. When it's a verb with another, so it's just easier to see what it has specific endung. Just color coding everything in German, it's just really helpful. During this period when I was studying German a lot, reading a lot and making lots of exercises, I think that's my favorite way to learn, is by just, especially grammar, is just by making a lot of exercises. I'll leave a couple of books that I've used during this period that really helped me with my journey. But if you're tired of doing exercises and writing, I would really recommend to listen to podcasts, YouTube. There's a website called Deutsch to Go. It's very good because you have the audios, you have the transcripts, and also you have a lot of exercises. And after doing the exercises, you feel much more secure to do the test. And yeah, if you have any more doubts regarding this topic, you can write down a message and I'll be very happy to help you in this journey.
Now you can press the big button.